Okay, what I'm working on today is a 2002 Chrysler Town and Country. I wasn't for sure exactly what I was getting into or what I was going to find, or else I would have videoed from the beginning. But my symptom was that every time I would hit my unlock button on my remote control, you would see this thing here, which sticks up out of your door panel. As you can see, I've already got the door panel off. You can YouTube other videos to find out how to get that panel off. It comes off pretty easy. I'm not going to go over that, but basically my problem is you can still see this as I actuate it, because I did hook the switch back up so that I could work on this. But you'll see when it unlocks fine every time, but you'll see it drop back down after I unlock it. Oops, sorry, that was unlocked. See how it drops back down? Just a little bit. Well, mechanically, it's dropping down enough to lock the door back on me. So I'll hit the unlock, and it'll unlock and then lock right back on me. So I tore this panel off. Didn't actually tear it off. I took the panel off to see what was going on with it. And I actually stuck my phone inside here and videoed a little bit while I was locking and unlocking it to see if I could see what's going on, because it is behind this panel and you can't really see it that good. I'll try to zoom in here, and I have more videos that I might add to this one. But basically what's going on is, as it unlocks, you can kind of see the mechanism go up and then just drop right back down a little bit. Hopefully you can see that in the video. Can't really see my screen that good. But what I found is that it does not take much at all as far as force up on that rod that holds it up. So what it basically feels like to me is, it feels like either something's wore out, or if there's actually a contact in there somewhere, the contact's not really holding. So what I'm going to do, versus spending probably over $100 to have this fixed, I don't really know, but what I'm going to do is I'm just going to basically put a spring, and I know my hand's in the way, but I'm basically going to put a spring on here that just kind of puts a little bit of pressure, that holds a little bit of pressure up on that, because that's all it takes. When it pops up, if it just had a little bit of spring tension on there, it would actually stay up on its own. And I'll try to take some pictures, some better pictures or videos of it once I get the spring in place, to kind of show you exactly what I'm talking about. Okay, so as you can see, I went to the hardware store here and I just picked out a spring that's about 1.5 inches long, but has real easy spring tension to it. It's not going to cause any extra loading really on the mechanism to pull it down. All it's going to do is basically just, you go in this orientation, it's basically just going to hook to that lever and then just constantly be just pulling up on a little bit. So it will definitely have enough force to pull down on the spring when it needs to lock. But when it does go to unlock, it should snap back and have this little bit of force holding it up in place. Okay, since I can't really video this real well plus do the work, basically what I did is I took the little plastic, you can see right there, that little plastic piece, that's actually where this lever snaps in. See if I can point to it. This little plastic piece right here, you can see how the rod actually just snaps down into that plastic piece. Well, if you easily push down on this plastic piece, you can get the rod to snap out. And that's what I decided to do, because I didn't want to have to go through all this to get the spring on and then the spring not stay on. So basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the spring here so that it's pinched in between this rod and the plastic piece. That way it can't come back off. So I'll show you. I think it'll make sense once I show you once it's on, but couldn't really video while I'm doing it inside this door. Okay, hopefully you can see so far what I've done here. I took the rod out of the little plastic piece first. I took the rod out of this little plastic piece first, and then you had to take a pair of needle nose pliers and barely squeeze this side of the plastic piece while you apply a little bit of pressure on the plastic piece in order for it to be able to snap out of the hole that it's in. It's just a little locking feature is all it is. If you look at it, you'll be able to tell. But basically, I took the little plastic piece completely out of the little black plastic mechanical arm so that I could put my spring in there and have it pinched in between the white plastic and the black plastic arm. Hopefully you can see that well enough. But then now all I've got to do is put my rod back in the plastic piece, right back in here. It'll slide right in here, and then just find a home for this up at the top of the door up here somewhere. Shouldn't be a problem. I'll just hook it up here somewhere. That way there'll just be a little bit of force pulling up on that little lever arm all the time. And then I'll try to hook it up there now. Okay. So I got my spring hooked in there. And as you can see, I made my little S hook. It's right there at the top of that spring. Hopefully you can see it good enough. I'll bring you back out here and show you basically what I did from out here. I just made this little S hook, and then I made the inside of the S hook pretty high so that spring couldn't ever slip off. But basically, as you can see, before the little plastic piece would drop back down. I don't have my rod hooked up yet. I'm going to show you how it goes, but as you can see, it used to unlock just fine, like it still is. But then when it would unlock, it would drop back down. And it drops back down, but you can see the spring holds it up. So that's all I'm looking for. So now, all I should have to do is take my rod. I'll try to keep videoing while I do this, but sorry for all the flip-flopping going on here. But the rod goes back up, of course, up here is where it belongs. But from the inside, what I'll be having to do, this wouldn't be that hard to do one-handed if it wasn't for inside the door. Basically, what we'll have to do is take that rod and get it pushed back in the hole where it goes, right where that spring's at. Once we get that pushed in where it goes, there we go. Got it pushed back in where it goes. Then all that has to happen is the little plastic piece. Trying to do this and keep my hand out of the way, but basically the little plastic piece will just slide up and snap right back on that rod. I had to hold down on the rod a little bit to apply pressure while pushing up on the plastic piece. There we go, snap on. Okay, if I don't crack my phone during all this, I'll be in good shape. But anyway, that's it. Other than putting the door back together, which shouldn't take that long, but now we should see that the lever arm unlocks fine, or locks fine, and then that spring holds it up. Thought it would work, and it looks like it is. So let me get my door put back together, and then I'll show you. Okay, well, I've got the door panel all back on now, and where you used to be able to see this latch fall back down a little bit after you unlocked it, you still see it fall back down, but then you can see the spring bring it right back up. So that works. Hope it helps someone.